The other thing that I'd like for you to touch on, if you don't
Yeah.
mind, and I'm obviously speaking about this from not a mom perspective. I'm a dad. I'm a male, but my observation is that when people look at anxiety, when people look at stress, when people look at worry, it's a bit variable, right? And there's a
Mhm.
couple stories that I'm going to ask you to share where it was really a brief moment in time where something happened versus some of your other stories are more life
Yeah.
sources of stress and anxiety. And yet what Ashley also wrote in the foreword, which was something that I want you to touch on, is this intentionality component of
Yes.
finding peace. She wrote, "Friends, keep on going after peace with all you have.
Mm.
Peace is a gift from God that he so desperately wants all of us to have every single day, but it takes intentionality." She says, go after it, pursue it. Can you talk about when you've got something that is relatively variable, that this intentionality is an important component, a critical component of enjoying calm and peace in your life?
Yeah, well, here's the key thing that I think is important for all of us to recognize about that intentionality and how important it is. It's not just that it's a good idea, like, which we all know it is a good idea, right?
Yeah.
Like, we all know that. What we don't necessarily come to grips with is that without that intentionality, we, as far as I can tell from both the science, the scripture, and experience, we simply won't have peace without it.
Mm,
Like, it's not like everything in this life goes so great that we're all just kind of on autopilot where peace is the default. It's usually not.
yeah,
There's
good point.
there are
Yeah.
difficulties in this life. There are plenty of causes for worry. And so that intentionality of looking for it, pursuing it. I love how Ashley puts it. It's so true,
Yeah.
where she says, go after it, pursue it, protect it in
Yeah.
order to possess it.
Yeah.
The good news, though, and this is what we've seen and this is very much in all of the studies that have been done on combating anxiety. The good news is that if you do have that intentionality, if you make things a habit, then it actually becomes a habit. Like it's
Mm,
not like you need to be constantly front of mind always. The way God has designed us, thankfully, is that if this is something that you be intentional about, at some point, he's built up those muscles in you. And
yeah.
so it does become more of a way of life. And then during moments maybe like this one
Right.
that we're in,
You're
those
a little
muscles
more
then are
prepared.
exactly,
Yeah.
those muscles are useful. You still have to use them, but they're there.